Good people of the world, good people of the world, good people of the world. What's going on, man? Hey, listen. Today I'm gonna tell y'all about how some of these female staff members, female prison guards and stuff like that get caught up in situations, right? I know every now and then on the news and stuff like that, you see like a female officer done got in trouble for bringing contraband in to the inmate. They got in trouble for having sex with the inmate. They don't help, some of them to help inmates escape and stuff like that before, right? So I'm gonna tell y'all about that, man. Welcome to Real Mio TV. Listen, man, I spent a total of 16 years of my life incarcerated. I spent some time in the Georgia state prison system back in the in the 90s, and then I spent 13 straight years in the feds from 2004 to 2017. So listen, shout out to my partner George Oliver, Geo, founder of our nonprofit Jump Forward Incorporated. So listen, man, I'm gonna tell y'all about how these females get caught up with these inmates, right? Understand this now. Understand this and think about it when I say this right here. Some females are craving attention. Some females are craving attention. Some females do not get much attention in the free world. They don't. Some of them don't. That's one reason, right? Another reason is some of them are in bad financial situations and they need some help, right? Because there's some inmates in there that's getting some money. They making money doing things, making moves in the prison, or some inmates got money and they use that to their advantage. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is sometimes the environment that the female might have grown up in, her boyfriend or her daddy, her stepdaddy or her family, she might come from a family of drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? And so she's kind of used to that. She intrigued by that or whatever. And so, you know, they start talking, you start striking up conversations. Me personally, I have never had sex with a prison guard or a prison staff worker. Now, I have had sex with a female that came to to engage in sex with me. I'll tell y'all about that one day. You know what I'm saying? So I've never had sex. I have had prison guards that like me, staff workers that like me. You know what I'm saying? And for one reason or another, I didn't have sex with them, or, you know, sometimes, listen, some of the people that say that they doing that, man, not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are, you know, but that ain't like everybody doing that every day. Like, it ain't that type of thing. It happens. You see it. You in prison, you doing time, or you see it. You know what I'm saying? And you can so yeah, I've seen it quite often. But I'm saying it's not everybody that's able to have sex with the guards and stuff like that. I have had guards that like me. I told y'all about Miss Jackson before too. Miss Jackson wasn't the only one. I had another prison guard. I think I told y'all about Miss Griffith before. I'm gonna have to tell them stories. Or maybe I told them on Facebook or something. But Miss Griffith used to, you know, pinch my cheeks every day. You know what I'm saying? Just talk about how cute I am. She just want to take me home with her. You know, stuff like that. Now, anyway, I ain't finna tell y'all about Miss Griffith or Miss Jackson. Let me tell y'all about the first lady I'm gonna tell y'all about is, should I say her name? I'll say her name, because this one was a long time ago. This was when I was in the state joint, right? Miss Bussy. Man, listen, Miss Bussy was a white lady, and she was definitely not cute at all, period. She was a long way from being cute. You know what I'm saying? Body wise, she was kind of like, okay, you know, just all right. On the streets, you know, you gonna walk right by her, man. On the streets, you're not gonna pay her no attention. On the street, you ain't taking her on no date. You don't want to be seen with her. None of that, right? But in prison, dudes got time to talk to any female they want to talk to. They gonna sit there and talk to you. They gonna tell you everything that you want to hear. They gonna be your pillow. They gonna be a shoulder to cry on for you. They gonna be all those different things. They gonna listen to all your concerns. And some of them dudes good at plotting on stuff like that, right? Well, Miss Bussy, man, by the time I got there, I keep hearing about Miss Bussy. Dudes walking around like, man, I can't wait to Miss Bussy. Man, I can't wait to Miss Bussy come to work, man. Well, I can't wait to Miss Bussy come to work. And so I'm looking at the dudes who's saying this. These the Jack crew. When I say the Jack crew, I'm talking about the dudes who walk around masturbating all day. Yeah, stuff like that go on too. I got to tell y'all some of them stories. These like the dudes who walk around all day masturbating. You know what I'm saying? And don't care who see them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. You know, it's not really no upstanding guys that's really saying this. It's like dudes I'm kind of looking, cause I hadn't been at this prison too long at the time, and I'm just kind of looking around, and I'm seeing who's who. I'm watching. I'm very observant. I'm an introvert. You know what I'm saying? People who don't talk a lot observe a lot, right? So, man, finally, Miss Bussy come to work, right? So they like, boy, Miss Bussy here. Boy, Miss Bussy here. So I'm listening to this right here. And so when it come time for Miss Bussy to come and to make her rounds, Miss Bussy come to make her rounds, man. And she gonna walk by every room. She gonna go in every room. That's typically what they did. You know what I mean? Usually like every hour, every 2 hours, something like that, regularly, usually every hour, somebody gonna come and they gonna make their rounds. They gonna walk by each room. They may not go in each room. Miss Bussy would go in just about every single room, man, right? Man, so I'm seeing as she go in a room, man, it's dudes just waiting by their room door for this lady to go in the room. She come, she'll walk on in, and man, it's hands all over her. They feeling on her, they grabbing her, they reaching down her shirt, they reaching down her pants, they grabbing her private part, they doing all this stuff, man. I'm talking about, man, they in there doing everything. They getting off in front of her, they got their thing out in front of her. They doing all that. She'll walk in and she'll walk on out. She don't stay in there too long to raise suspicion. She can only literally walk in there for a few seconds. You know what I'm saying? Walk on out, go to the next room. The next room, she getting the same business in the next room. She got 1 or 2 dudes, probably 3 or 4 dudes that's really getting a little piece of her in different rooms. They'll go in one room, be waiting on her. And then when she come out of that room, they'll go down 3, 4 rooms and be waiting on her to come in that room, and they get some more of them. You know what I'm saying? So they doing this to Miss Bussy, man. And man, look, so I'm like, man, this wild right here, man. This woman is literally letting any and everybody feel on her, masturbate in her face to her, like while she's standing there, she just be smiling and looking, and like she liked it. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just looking at this stuff like, man, that's crazy. I'm like, wow, this woman just let. Normally you don't see it like that. Normally it's like if a woman is messing with a dude, maybe even 2 dudes, they try to keep it on the low. They don't want nobody to know. They tell them, look, don't tell nobody, stuff like that. They try to hide it. This woman let any and everybody feel on her, man. So out of the whole dorm where we was at that time, it was probably like 90, if I remember right, those dorms held like 95, 96 people, something like that, right? Out of the 95, 96 people, you had probably about 20, 25 people that was doing this to her. Now, I don't know if any of them ever had sex with her. I'm pretty sure they did, but I never, knew who was having sex with her if they were. I did witness with my own 2 eyes people literally grabbing this woman everywhere, between her legs, down her pants, down her shirt. I mean, everything, man. They doing everything to this woman, man. And She had no problem with it. She had no problem with it at all. And I'd just be like, wow, that's crazy, man. But I understood, like, it's crazy. I understood from one perspective, because Miss Bussy was the kind of woman that on the streets, she gets no play. Nobody giving Miss Bussy no attention on the streets, man. And now, not saying that what she was, doing in prison was right or whether it was justified. I'm just saying her reasoning is, I don't get attention on the street. That's, she didn't never say that, but you can look at it and, man, ain't nobody want Miss Bussy on the street. This woman was, I don't want to call her ugly, but she was ugly. You know what I'm saying? So look, so now I'm going to tell you about another female. I'm not going to say her name. I ain't going to say her name. And the reason why I'm not going to say the other lady name is because this was in the 2000s when I was locked up in the feds, and she possibly still worked there. She possibly still works there, and she was so cool, man. This woman was so cool. She made sure the inmates was all right. You know what I'm saying? When she came to work, I'm just gonna call her Big Girl. I just call her Big Girl for the sake of this video. I'm just gonna call her Big Girl, right? She was a cute big girl. You know what I'm saying? She was a cute big girl, right? She was from Mississippi. It's when I was locked up in Mississippi, right? So she was a cute big girl, but nonetheless, she was a real big girl. Now, her too, she probably got a little bit of play on the street, so, a little attention or something like that. But in prison, she got a lot of attention in prison. A whole lot of attention in prison. Number one, because she was approachable. She was cute in the face, but she was real big. You know what I'm saying? She was one of them that she let us do anything in the dorm. Y'all want to cook your food with a stinger? All right, go ahead and do what you do. You want to do this and do that? Okay, do what you do. She just one of those to be like, okay, I don't want to see it. Whatever y'all doing back there, them dudes be over there drinking, getting sloppy drunk or whatever. She don't care. She just be like, okay, y'all keep it under control. And she mind her business. She just like, I don't want y'all fighting. I don't want y'all doing none of that stuff. Let me do my shift and I'm gonna go home. That kind of thing, right? So one day, man, they call chow. So when they call chow, then everybody leave the building, leave the dorm, and head to the chow hall. If they wasn't going to the chow hall, then they might go to the recreation yard or somewhere like that, wherever. But nonetheless, the dorm empties out fast, and it's not that many people left in the dorm. In these dorms, this was a big dorm too. They was probably like, I don't know, probably like 90-something people in these dorms too, something like that. So the dorm emptied out, and I get halfway up the sidewalk, and I realized I forgot something. I don't remember if it was my ID or something like that. Something I had done forgot that I needed. So I turned around, I come back to the dorm, and when I come to the dorm, and I'm going to my room, as I'm walking by, I see Red from Miami. He over in his, matter of fact, that wasn't even his room. He was in somebody else's room with her, because his room wasn't by my room, but he was in the room with her. And so as I'm walking by, and I look over there, both of them look at me, deer in the headlights, boy, especially her. But he got a smile on his face. You know what I'm saying? Man, his hand is all the way down her pants, man. His hand is all the way down her pants, and he using his hands, his fingers, to do what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? And boy, look here, boy. When they seen me, his eyes got big, but he's smiling. You know what I'm saying? He don't care if they caught her. She started saying when they seen me, stop, boy, I told you to stop it. So I said, hey, man, I ain't seen nothing. So I went on to my room, grabbed what I was grabbing real quick. I forgot what I was grabbing, man. So I hurry up and I'm trying to get on back out of there. And so she like, go on, boy, leave. Nuh-uh, I told you, no, stop. So she basically now trying to leave the room because you know, she figured she in trouble, and I might say something to somebody, whatever. She's embarrassed, you know what I'm saying? So then Red, he was cool. He was like, hey, Mio, look, hey, listen, man, listen, you ain't seen nothing, did you? I said, man, I ain't seen nothing, man. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. He was like, she was like, you sure? I said, man, I ain't seen nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. I kept on moving, you know what I'm saying? Kept it moving. So whatever happened once I left, I don't know. Maybe they handled their business real quick. I don't know. Maybe they had been handling their business. I don't even know. I never even went back to, you know, to have like a real conversation with Red about the situation. You know, he just used to laugh about it to me, you know what I'm saying? Like I see him sometimes and they'll call child or something like that. And I see him lagging behind. And Miss Robin, dang, I almost said her name. I ain't saying her name. Big girl. So big girl would be working, and then, you know, he might hit me or something. You know what I'm saying? And smile, you know, he'll smirk at me or something like that. Cause he be trying to stay in the dorm with her and handle doing whatever they doing. Now, on the flip side, her, she already used to let the whole dorm get away with anything and everything. Like she didn't police us. She should just say, all right, no, y'all do what y'all do. Just don't get in no trouble. I don't want no fighting, no arguing, stuff like that. You know, she was just real cool like that. She kept the peace, you know, like that. And so she would, after that, she would you know, say things or you know, ask me like, do I need things, you know, stuff like that. You know, and I never really took advantage of that. Like, you know, she'll ask me, do I need stuff? You good? You okay? You need anything? I wasn't gonna tell, you know, so I wasn't gonna say nothing. That was their business, you know what I'm saying? Their business is their business. You know what I mean? So, hey man, that's it. I'm gonna cut it short, man. You know what I'm saying? We already at like 17 and a half minutes, something like that, man. Hey man, we got more stories for you though. Rev Mio TV. Listen, young people, if you've never been to prison, do not go. Do not go, man. And them COs out there, them, you know what I'm saying? Hey, don't get yourself caught up, man, these situations, man, messing with situations just to get yourself in a situation. Okay? Rev Mio TV, man. Young people, stay out of these folk prisons, these people chain gangs, man. Love y'all, man. Share this video with at least 3 people. All right? Come in. Be blessed.